Hello internet world, this is Dave from Geekanoids and welcome to another mega gadget collection. I've got a whole host of technology and gadgets to share with you today, and let's start by taking a look at the Unu DX-6. So here we go, this is the product packaging for the DX6 from myunu.com, and this is a battery case for the iPhone 6. If we take a look around the back of the packaging, we just run through some of the specifications. Now it adds additional battery life to your iPhone, up to 313 hours of standby time, 14 hours of video playback, 63 hours of music, 18 hours of talk time, 12 hours of gameplay and 14 hours of additional web browsing. Now it's really nicely made, you can see it here on my iPhone 6. It has got a nice finish to it, nice gloss finish and a nice fit and finish as well overall to the case. It obviously does add on some bulk because after all this is a battery case that houses a battery inside. Now if we look across the bottom of the case you can see a rather deep recess for the headphone jack. There is a cable supplied inside the box to extend the jack through here. A lot of manufacturers do it in this way. There's also micro USB port here for charging the internal battery, cutouts for everything else on the side of the case, all easily accessible. And then on the back we've got an LED light and a little push button. Now this LED light just tells you have got charge left in the battery. This was a little bit disappointing because it doesn't give any indication as to how much charge is left inside the battery. But if we turn this round, and as I turn the case round I just push that little button in, you will see that it does start charging the phone. Let me just sleep the phone very quickly. We'll turn it off again with a long press and it stops charging, so it's now no longer charging the phone. Let me sleep the screen and I'll just show you one more time. If I push that button in on the back, which I'm doing now, and it starts charging the phone. Very, very good indeed. Now it's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery in here. It allows you to charge and sync your iPhone through the cable that they supply in the box, and it really is a very, very nice case. Not too bulky for the additional battery life that you're going to get out of this, and it certainly gets you out of a fix if you need to get through a whole day and you're a really heavy user. Then the Unu DX series for the iPhone 6 is well worth checking out. Now I want to show you a product that's really useful if you're trying to get internet in hard to reach places or rooms within your house or building. This is the TPLink AV500 pass-through Powerline Wi-Fi kit. This is model number TLWPA4230P and it's the kit form, so you get two plug devices inside the box. Now some of the features here on the front, you can see it's a wireless N standard, up to 300 megabits per second Wi-Fi range extension, plug and play, so straight out the box, very, very easy without any configuration needed. It's ideal for multiplayer gaming, Wi-Fi clone feature as well. It's also got excellent 3D and HD streaming features. So let's just pop that box to the back and we'll show you the product itself. So it consists of two parts, this plug here and this one here. And the idea is you would plug one of these in near to your router. And the reason this is called the AV500 pass-through Powerline Wi-Fi kit is because you plug it in here with the 3-pin plug on the back, and you've got a pass-through socket on the front, so you don't lose the use of the socket that you're using to power this device. We've got two Ethernet sockets on the top, so one of those could go to your router, for example. The other one's a spare socket to use for another device. And then we've got some LEDs on the front and a pairing button. Now on the other plug, similar sort of thing, we have got the plug on the back, plug socket on the front, so this pass-through socket. We've got LED feedback, we've got a Wi-Fi button and indicator here as well. And also on the bottom of this one you've got three Ethernet sockets. We've also got the little reset button and the pairing button as well, so very, very easy to set up. Now as long as you're using these on the same ring main, they work very, very well indeed. And it allows you to get internet into hard to reach rooms without having to run lots of wires everywhere. This is the TP-Link AV500 pass-through Powerline Wi-Fi kit. Now staying on the subject of power, but a different sort of power, this is the Easy Accessories Powerbank PB6400MT from EasyAcc.com. Now this is a really nice little battery. Portable battery for charging your devices whilst you're out and about. If we look on the bottom here, we've got some of the specifications. It's got a 6400 milliamp hour battery inside here, and it's got both a 2.1 amp output and also 1 amp output as well. If we look across the top edge, you can see the outputs and inputs. So you do get cables supplied inside the box. This one here is used for charging the little battery. So you've got micro USB in, and then you've got two different outputs. A 1 amp output, suitable for things like smartphones, and a 2.1 amp output if you've got something that's got higher power requirements or higher charging requirements, something like maybe an iPad Air 2. And then you've got some little LEDs here and a button. And if you push the button, the little LEDs light and indicate roughly how much power you've got left inside the internally charged battery. So each of these sort of represents about 25%. It's got a nice metal casing to it, nice black finish, looks very, very good, and it's a nice compact battery for the capacity. It allows you to take it out and about very, very easily because it's so portable. And if you run out of battery in perhaps your iPhone or Android smartphone, you can easily recharge it with this little power bank. Now, if you're into your audio, then this product could be for you. This is the Marley Liberate BT. It's a Bluetooth speaker with some really nice design and features. Let me just bring the product into view a little bit better for you. This is what the actual speaker looks like. It houses 1.5-inch drivers or speaker units, connects via Bluetooth to your smart device, maybe a smartphone or a tablet. And it's got a really nice design to it. We've got this metal front and then little mesh grills behind for the audio to come through. We've got the Marley logo actually cut out or laser cut into this metal panel. And then if I show you the outside of the speaker, you can see here that it's wrapped in this cloth material. Really very, very nice indeed. We've also got some buttons across the top for powering the speaker on. Also the Bluetooth button just here, and then of course volume up and down. Now if we look on the back, this is probably my favourite part because I love natural woods. In my editing room I've got a bamboo desk, and this is bamboo. Very, very nice, very tactile. I love real woods, much, much better than veneers. And each side, this is a really nice design. We've got these rubber covers. And if I open this one up, you'll see there's a 3.5mm auxiliary input. So if you didn't want to connect something via Bluetooth, maybe you want to hardwire something with a cable, then that's possible too. And then on the opposing end, so we've got this sort of mirrored design, we have got a micro USB connector, and that's for charging the internal battery. Now from a full charge, you should get roughly about 8 hours of audio playback. Now during my tests, this has worked very, very well indeed. A really nice rounded sound. It goes plenty loud enough as well. Very, very full sound, so a good amount of detail in the mid-tones. Bass tones and the lower frequencies a little tiny bit lacking. Treble's absolutely fine, but it just works really well, and I got close to that 8 hours claim of audio playback, about 6.5 to 7 hours. This is the Liberate BT from Marley. If you want a nice quality speaker that's got some nice design to it as well, then I would certainly add this to your shopping list. It does produce a really nice sound, and for the size and the asking price, I think it's a very, very good choice. Staying with the audio theme, I've got some Bluetooth headphones. These are wireless stereo headphones from Tecevo. These are their Freedombeatz Model F10. Now these are sort of budget end Bluetooth headphones, rather modestly packaged as you can see in this box, and they're very, very glossy as you can see here. Now because of the budget price you're going to pay for this, they are a little bit sort of cheap grade plastic, but I'll talk to you about the audio in a minute because that might make you change your mind about how they actually look. They do pick up fingerprints, they pick up dust, they're a little bit rattly, but they seem solid enough. They fold up as well into a nice portable package. You do get a carry pouch inside the box as well, and they do recharge via the supplied cable. On this ear cup here, we've got some controls on the earphones. We've got track control, we've got volume up and down, we've got play, pause, and you can see the little phone symbol here as well, because you can of course make and take calls using the headphones. Now I mentioned about the audio quality. Yes, in my opinion these do look rather cheap, the plastic's rather cheap grade, but the audio quality, very, very good indeed. For making and taking phone calls, more than acceptable. The voice comes through nice and clear. You do have to keep them within the 10-meter range to your Bluetooth device. And for audio, very, very good. Very surprised actually. A good amount of detail in both the mid-tones and high frequencies. Bass gets a little bit muddled on this sometimes. They don't go very low in the frequency range. But for most listening, most sort of types of music and most genres, they perform adequately. For the price, the Freedombeatz are well worth checking out. Now, last but not least, in this week's Mega Gadget Collection, I've got a really awesome product. This is the Leef iBridge. This is mobile memory for your iOS device, iPod, iPhone and iPad supported. And if I just turn this over, you'll see some of the features listed here. Backup and download photos and videos on the go, share files quickly between Lightning and USB devices, play music and video directly from the Leef iBridge, and also it's got a flexible design, which I'll show you in a short while. Now, the flexible design, just to mention it very briefly, means that you can actually use this while your iOS device is inside a case. Really very good indeed. So let's show you the iBridge itself. So this is a little cover that comes inside the box, and this is the 32GB version of the iBridge. And this cover simply snaps on just to protect the connectors that are on the device. So you can see the Lightning connectors protected now, and also the USB connector. Really nicely made, just a simple piece of plastic. So let's remove that cover and I'll show you this in action. So this is the flexible design, and it's not very flexible, but it's got a little bit of give in it, which allows you just to use this when you've got a case on your iPhone, for example. Lightning connector on this end, full-size USB connector on this end, which obviously allows you to connect it to a computer to transfer files. And it's a simple matter of plugging it into your device. So let's open up my little port cover and plug this in. And as we plug this in, you'll see that the iOS device, or my iPhone, asks me if I want to allow access or allow this to be used. And I'm simply going to say allow, and that automatically launches the application. Now, this is the application interface. Very, very simple, very clean design to this as well. And it basically allows you to do a few things. You can transfer files from your album on your iOS device, so from the internal memory, and transfer them to the external memory on the iBridge. It also gives you a content viewer, so if I tap on that, you can look at music, all content, or indeed the iBridge photos. So that's the photos that are stored again on the external memory. So if we tap on that, we can just see the photo that I took earlier today. Now, if I just go back one more step, you'll see there's also an iBridge camera. If we tap on that, it launches its own camera interface, and I can actually take a photo. So for example, we take a photo of the cover, and we take a photo of the box, and then when we click done, we can actually go back into content viewer, look at iBridge photos, and this shows you the photos that are stored on the memory on here. So this is external memory. Very, very useful indeed. And don't forget, you can load this up with other content as well and actually just use the external memory. Very, very good indeed. Now, we've also got a settings panel just down here. So if we go into settings, you can see we can enable photo backup. So any photos that are taken and stored on the internal memory are also backed up onto the Leef iBridge. We can show hidden files, we've got an FAQ, contact us. We've got some other settings here for limiting the local usage and the limit value, and also the version and the firmware version. So very, very good little settings menu as well. This is ideal for people that either have a low capacity internal memory on their iOS device, or people that indeed just take a lot of photos and video and are constantly worried about running out of room on their iPhone 6, for example. You can utilize the Leef iBridge and make sure that you never run out of memory again. This is a very, very useful device, very well designed, and I think it's extremely well implemented. This is the Leef iBridge, and as with all of the products I featured in this Mega Gadget collection, you can find a link to this and the other products in the video description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.